We're going to start with adding a special block to the game. And basically what I want to show you is the process of creating a special power-up based on a block. And so the first step in doing that is to, well, figure out what the power-up is. And then we have to create a sprite that's going to actually initiate the power-up from occurring. What I usually do is I just take a sprite that's already there, and then I try to fix that. So I'm going to create that sprite. And I'm going to say gravity now you can't do this one obviously because I'm showing you how to do it. You have to do one on your own. You have to come up with your own power-up idea and to do this. But I just want to show you the process of creating a new power-up for the game. I'm going to load a sprite. Let's see. I usually grab the white one. Make sure not to remove the background. But once we have it loaded, and this is the new part, we actually want to edit the sprite. So I say edit sprite. And then I double click on it again to take me into a more robust editor. So there's the sprite. I tend to want to zoom in on it so I can see it pretty well. And it has a lot of anti-aliasing stuff going on there. Really quite interesting. But we want to add like a gravity switch. We're gonna switch gravity from going down to going up. That's advantageous because it's harder for Pop to exit the room because the room is upside down generally. So I need kind of an image or something to put on this block to kind of give that away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a polygon, I think. This will be really rough. I'll start with the point. That might be better. You can tell I'm a really bad artist. Then I'll take my paint bucket. Yeah. What was that? Oh, yeah, just a second. Okay. So that's a poorly drawn arrow, but that's the idea. Okay, so we have our sprite now. Let's go and create the object. I'll use our new sprite. And we want to make that solid because we want Pop to bounce off of it. We're going to use Pop as our main object. And so what we've been doing with all the other blocks is making it so all the collisions with Pop are in the Pop object and not in the block objects. You always have a choice there whether to put it on one side or the other. In this case I'm choosing the Pop side rather than the block side. Here's all the other types of blocks that I created yesterday, and that's in a video that you can watch after this. But I want to add a new collision event. And I'm going to collide with our new power-up block that's here. And the idea here is we want to change the direction of gravity. Instead of going down, make it go up, generally. We do need to change it here, though, when we actually do the collision. And what we're going to do is just switch gravity. Now, gravity is this one here. And the gravity we've been using up to this point has been 0.2. So it'll shave off 0.2 pixels per frame due to gravity. We're not going to say relative. But we also want this to be time dependent. You don't want gravity to be switched all the way to the end of the room you might have gravity switch for 5 seconds or so. So if I want this to last for 5 seconds, I need to set an alarm. It's kind of a countdown timer, so that after 5 seconds, once the alarm goes off, we can switch gravity back to where it was before. Okay? So to set an alarm, you would go here. And I said like 5 seconds. If it's 30 steps or 30 frames per second, that gives us 150 steps or frames. And we're just going to choose alarm 0. Again, not relative. So that's the part where you actually set the alarm. Now there's an event associated when the alarm goes off. What should happen when the alarm goes off? So we have to add that event here. Make sure to choose the same alarm. And when that goes off, then we want to change gravity back to where it was before. Okay. So the direction in this case is 270. And the gravity still is 0.2. I don't remember changing the direction of the of gravity here. I think I forgot to put that in. Yeah, here. We want it to go up, and if you remember with the direction, right is 0 degrees, 90 is up, 180 is to the left, and 270 is down. So we're going to set this to 90. Okay. So set the gravity to go up instead of down. Set the alarm to go off in 5 seconds. When the alarm goes off, set gravity back to normal. Okay. Now yours is going to have to be a little bit more complicated than that. You're going to need 2. One of them needs to be time dependent. The other you can just do whatever you want. I'll give you some ideas on power-ups. The problem with power-ups though is you have to do the power-ups yourself, and you can't use a power-up that someone else is already doing. Okay, you have to tell me what your power-up is, and then I write that down, or just remember it, and then no one else can do that power-up except for you. So let's give this a try. In our test room, I'm going to put our power-up to see if this actually works. Here's our new power-up block, so we'll grab that. And we're going to switch gravity so it goes up instead of down. Okay, do it like that so it get hit right away, and then we can see what the effect might be. So here we go. Okay, so here's my game. Didn't quite work. See how it gets stuck there? So does anyone know what I forgot to do? Yeah, that's right. Both of you guys got it right. Destroy the block. I didn't destroy the block. I didn't bounce off it. So there's a lot of things I forgot to do. So let's look at that and see if we can fix that. So again, we go to pop. If we look at some of the other ones, like this one, we bounce off, we do some score, and then we destroy the block. So we need to do the same thing here. So here's we bounce off. We're not going to do a score on this one because this is a power-up, so we don't need to really do a score. But we do want to destroy the block. So be careful here. When you destroy something and you're on object pop, you don't want to destroy pop. You want to destroy the other thing that pop crashed into. So you'd say other here. Okay. I'm thinking this will work now. Now if you know how to use Photoshop to create your sprites, that's a cool way to do it. You can use the editor here, but again, it's kind of clunky. I'm not really good at graphics, so here we go. Now gravity's upside down. Notice how pop is behaving like gravity is upside down. Notice now that gravity's come back. So after 5 seconds, now gravity returns to normal. Okay. All right. So that's basically it. The process is you have to create the sprite, for the new power-up block, you have to create the object. When it hits the object, you have to set the alarm and get rid of the block, right? And then you have to add an event for when the alarm goes off, what should happen, okay? Now a lot of people say, well, this is kind of hard to think up my own power-up. But here's some ideas, and you can maybe do one of these or think about it. Ones I kind of like are like Super Pop, where Pop, instead of bouncing off things and destroying them, it doesn't bounce off of them. It just destroys everything. So it's just like this pop that just plows through everything. That one you have to be careful with because there's a lot of pitfalls in that one. I showed you gravity being upside down. You could have a wall that gets created at the bottom of the room. So for a while, Pop can never fall out of the room. That one's kind of interesting. You can make catch twice as big, so it's easier to hit Pop. You could automatically have the game play itself, so it moves the paddle yourself. And I have an example of that, so I'll show you that in a second. You can have multiple catches, although that one's kind of hard. You can make Pop a lot bigger. You can slow down Pop. That makes it easier to play. You can speed them up, so power down would be speeding it up, make it harder to play. So those are just some ideas that I have. But I'd like you to be really creative with your power up, and then try to think about, well, how am I going to make the game do that? Okay. So let me show you the autoplay one, because I did finish that one yesterday. And you'll see this in the video, or maybe not. I kind of blew this yesterday, so that's why I'm re-recording it. Okay, so this is a kind of a cool mode where if they hit the block, this is the autoplay block. Can't quite see it, but it says auto on it. Okay, so here I go. The gravity's upside down. Now it's back. Oh, autoplay is off now. So here's autoplay. Oops. And see, I don't even have to be there. It's automatically tracking where Pop is. It plays itself. So I can answer the phone while I'm playing. Okay, so that one's kind of fun because you don't have to play and it kind of plays for you. You have to put a little bit of randomness in that one so it doesn't always hit exactly in the middle. All it does is just go straight up and down. So, but it's kind of cool because it plays itself. That's kind of neat. So think about your power-ups. We're going to have one more day after today working on this game. You're going to need 10 levels again on this. We're going to focus specifically on level design. Some of the levels I've been getting are either impossible to play or so boring nobody wanted to play them. So spend some time on your level design. The video out there talks about some new special types of blocks. There's, well, first it talks about lives, how to get lives working in your game. That's a good one. And then it goes into the special blocks. There's a life block, so when you hit it, it adds 1 to your lives. There's a split pop one that causes pop to split into 3 pops instead of just 1. And that one's kind of fun. There's a solid block, it's kind of like a wall. There is, there's a double hit block. So there's a block where you hit it, it doesn't go away, changes its color, and then you hit it again, and then it goes away. Okay. So those are all ones you'll need to do, but then you'll need to add 2 new power-ups. Okay. And again, that's of your own design, and I showed you the process how to do that. Any questions on this before you switch off to the video? Again, I don't see a lot of people listening to the text on the video or what I'm saying on the video. That's a mistake because I go over a lot of really interesting concepts in the video. You have to listen to them, though, to get those concepts.